You good? Why do I always... Let's read a fun little story tonight. Let me pick a book out. Conveniently speaking, the cover is gay. I'm getting canceled after this one. This story is a popular little story about how we now have gay marriage rights. This is a wonderful story behind two men who wanted to get married in America, but they couldn't because it was America. Go figure. Well, let me read you the two people that we will be focusing on tonight. Meet Jim Obergefell and John Arthur James. They were so in love they wanted to get married right away. Let me read it to you. One fateful day, Jim proposes to John, who's currently lying on their bed due to a thing called Lou Gehrig's disease, and said disease was quickly destroying his body. So at the right moment, Obergefell kissed James' forehead and said,
"Let's get married, John." Okay.
I'm so sorry you guys had to see that. And they had a wonderful wedding in Maryland because in their state of Ohio, same-sex marriage was not legal. They got married inside of a plane in a tarmac in July 11, 2013. 2013!
We're married!
And just 3 months later, after their wedding, John Arthur James sadly passes away.
I love my husband!
One day after their very unfortunate event, Obergefell tried to register his husband on his death certificate as the surviving spouse. But Ohio is against same-sex marriage, in which they did not fulfill his request.
Hi, I would like to register my name on my husband's death certificate.
Unfortunately, I can't do that according to the Ohio law. I can't add to your spouse's death certificate.
This is discrimination. You guys shouldn't be allowed to have people registered the same sex as their marriage.
I'm really sorry, but I can't do that.
So, you want to know what they did? They sued their... Obergefell and many others ended up suing their state officials, claiming the act of denying the marriage between same-sex couples violates the 14th Amendment. That was their argument, and it got so hectic it went straight to court.
How could you deny it? We love each other. We're supposed to marry each other. Well, how can you deny it?
How could you deny that? You're denying me too. You're like violating the 14th Amendment.
Justice.
Okay, wait, whoa.
Justice.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Welcome to Fox Chase News. Today, I'm your reporter, Christine Nguyen. Today, we're going to discuss about a new case that has been uprising in the Supreme Court. It is called Obergefell vs. Hodges case. I'm going to explain to you how has the case been going on. First thing first, the district court. Obergefell won by arguing that it has violated the 14th Amendment of their marriage. Other plaintiffs said the same thing as well. So I kind of agree with them. Second, Court of Appeals. Obergefell lost, saying the Constitution said that it is not a state. It said that a Constitution does not require a state to recognize same-sex marriages from other states. So that's kind of weird. And the last thing is Supreme Court. Supreme Court said same-sex couples should have the constitutional right and the right to marry and to be recognized across states. They won by 5-4 votes by the justices, and I kind of agree with this because same-sex couples should have equal rights as regular couples. Does not matter if you are gay or lesbian. Everyone should have the equal right to marry anyone.
Out of all the very important rules behind the right to marry, the most important thing to know is that you have the right to marry someone you love. That is just something that should be recognized everywhere. Basically meaning all 50 states now have the right to marry, even if they're same-sex couples.
And like Justice Kennedy said, the right to marry is a fundamental right protected by the Due Process Clause. Thank you.
And so, the Supreme Court, ruling a 5-4 decision, they ultimately came to the decision that Ohio did violate the 14th Amendment. This eventually overturned the rule that allowed them to deny such, basically making same-sex marriage legal in all 50 states. That's kind of a win, honestly. They also overturned a previous statement made back in the day saying that denying such did not offend the Constitution whatsoever. Guess what it did? And so, what do you do with this newfound constitutional right? Well, many couples ended up celebrating their newfound right by registering for a marriage license with their lovely wedded spouses. As same-sex marriage became legal in all 50 states, while some states did refuse that, everybody, well, almost everybody, lived happily ever after. Except for Crystal, because she died.
Action.
My beloved husband.